Wow, it is weird seeing level 10 on your save screen and then realizing that's actually good enough for the first boss. So, welcome back to Kamoshida's Palace, and we've pretty much finished up the whole place. Got all 3 will seeds, got all of the chests except for one locked one, I'm pretty sure, as well as getting some good personas. Let me just double check I have what I need. I have Lovers, Death, Chariot, and Hierophant, which is great. So now we can leave, and when you leave a palace, you'll get a rundown of everything you've accomplished in that visit, and if you're completing palaces in one day, this looks pretty hilarious. Just watch this.
Well done.
So yeah, that is all of our accomplishments this visit. If you just want to look through everything here that counts as like palace progress. Yeah, there's the infiltration log. That's mostly there if you don't complete a palace in one day, just so you have a record of what you did that visit.
Yes.
So we're pretty much done here. However, after going to a palace for the day, you are fairly tired. Also, usually you get a text conversation after you secure a route to the treasure. Huh, if only there was a way to make all of that fatigue go away. Well, we can't do anything about that for now, but that's just a little tease for the future. So yeah, you can still actually get a game over now if you forget to send the calling card, but your teammates will nag you a lot to do it as the deadline approaches, so you pretty much can't fail that without intentionally trying.
The real challenge is coming up. I hope you're ready.
I suppose on the subject of that, if we go to the calendar here, I don't know if it's actually shown. Calling card deadline. Plan execution deadline. So the individual deadlines for each part of finishing a dungeon, that is all marked on your calendar. So this date, yeah, here we go, treasure room deadline. It's no longer in that weird ominous floaty text because we've already done the treasure room. Also, yeah, like, look at this, you actually do get a log of what you did every day. See, look, met Ryuji, Persona awakened. Yeah, you just log that like it's no big deal. Slept. Volleyball rally. That's tragic. But yeah, it's kind of interesting how everything does get noted down there. So, on nights when you go to a palace, here's something kind of interesting that people in the comments pointed out to me that I didn't know. This is very similar to the whole thing with the music notes. It's something the game never tells you, but it's a nice hit.
Well then.
So, how Morgana looks in your room determines what you're able to do in the evening. If Morgana is sitting down like that, it means you can't go outside, but you can still do things in LeBlanc. If Morgana is fully standing, like on all fours, it means that you can go outside, and if he's lying down, it means you have to sleep. Yeah, another day, another political scandal, basically. Now, something cool about Third Eye is that in the real world, it can actually show you areas you can raise social stats or do confidants. So, for example, here, the booth seat. We don't really have anything else to do tonight, so we may as well just study, which will increase knowledge. There's a bigger effect in bad weather, but, you know, there's no bad weather right now, unfortunately. Oh, actually, no, it's still raining.
Listen up.
So we'll still get it.
What do you want to do?
Oh, trust me, Japanese students get very, they get way, honestly, too much studying over the course of high school.
Make sure you close up.
By the way, get used to him saying that. He'll say that a lot.
Wow.
Can't believe I forgot that I mean, it didn't look like it was raining outside, but yeah, the umbrella icon's still there. There's some days where the rain is more obvious than others. Okay, 2 extra music notes. As always, though, knowledge is the hardest stat to raise. Thankfully, the extra note for this, unlike Persona 4 and 3, is tied to bad weather rather than being random. So much reloading for studying in Persona 3 and 4. Of course, back in Persona 3, we were mostly studying just to make ourselves tired so we could drink weird medicine from the school nurse and get increased courage. Because yes, that was actually a thing you did in Persona 3. And the whole thing was to eat Fuka's terrible cooking. I wonder if overseas drama would mean, like, if that could possibly be a Korean drama. I know Korean drama is getting really popular, right now. Okay, so yeah, oftentimes these hints, especially early in the game, they hint at mechanics in the real world. In this case, yeah, the video rental store.
That's incredible.
Oh, I miss those so much. If only streaming services hadn't murdered them. I got into almost every game series that I was into as a kid because of Blockbuster. I mean, I understand why they went. Oh hey, I just realized that Saya Nijima is there, along with that mysterious third year that we don't have a name for yet. They're standing right next to each other. I wonder if that implies anything. So I think if you select this, you actually are locked into doing it. So I want to say we need to think more, because as I said last time, we actually are going to have a little bit of downtime before sending the calling card. The another guy does actually send the calling card the next day, and I know that logically that would work out. Originally, I actually considered like changing my approach and using that guide for the first palace instead of the ACE guide. But then I realized, because this is raining today too, but then I realized that it would mess up some of the social stat building, and yeah, I thought it would be more trouble than it was worth. And when Morgana says those two are uneasy, I think he's hinting at the fact that they're not going to be available until we send the calling card. Not that it really matters, since Arn wouldn't have been available anyway, we don't have enough kindness for that. Now, while we're at school though, I kind of want to show something. I forget exactly where the P faculty office is, but I've been told in comments that Kamoshida is actually in the school. Yeah, it's all the way up here in the practice building. Also, something that I didn't notice for so long, there's a turtle here. And also a somewhat creepy anatomical model there. Okay, maybe he's not here on rainy days, or if we've completed the dungeon. Or maybe he's on the first floor. Like, I have heard that Kamoshida is here in the school somewhere. Oh, looks like I haven't talked to these two yet. Yeah, everyone's still pretty superficial in this school. Oh, there he is! Okay, so he is just roaming the front halls. He practically jump scared me there. Ooh.
Hey.
Oh no, we don't regret that at all. Oh, we're looking forward to that board meeting very much, but not for the reasons that you hope. Oh, that's my line. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually seen that conversation.
You forgot your umbrella?
Huh, that thing about consultation, that's also a conversation I haven't seen before, and it's important.
I hate the rain.
I'm exhausted.
Huh, well, I guess they're kind of admitting their fault in all this, finally. That's what everyone here is concerned about. Oh, okay, I was just checking to see if there are any new NPCs we could talk to in town, but the first time you go into Central Street, after getting the Velvet Room tutorial, this happens. How do I do that? Well, conveniently, in this shady alley. Oh, and she's sitting on top of the Velvet Room. That's going to mean that I get to show this for the first time. Or actually, maybe not,
Inmate!
because it's a cutscene override.
I was waiting.
Oh, no, I don't get to show that for the first time. Usually, if Caroline is sitting on... Oh, she did it anyway! Great, okay. Yeah, so that can happen. It's random when you enter the Velvet Room, but that's amazing. Joker's like, ah, dang it, I'm imprisoned even outside of my dreams. So this is pretty important for that social link confidant, I did it again, point bonus for having a matching persona. If you don't have a persona that you need, you can get it here. You can access this both in the day and the night, but right now we can't go outside at nighttime, so that's not really going to be that helpful for us. You can also do challenge battles from here though, so you don't have to be in the palace to do those. And yes, thankfully we have that as a fast travel point from now on. Also, I've got to mention this before, but yeah, our Hige is actually the pharmacy from Persona 3, so it is a chain.
It's causing so much trouble.
Oh, we'll show you. We'll show all of you. Okay, we know she's the student council president, which means that since this is a Japanese high school drama, she's obviously going to be important. Because when is the student council president not important in a Japanese high school drama? I guess maybe they're hinting that we need higher social stats if you want to form a confidant with her, maybe. So yeah, during bad weather, your knowledge will improve even more. At times you may overhear students talking about you, your knowledge may not increase as much, but your guts will slightly grow instead. Today is not a guts day though. So yeah, we're just gonna be pretty boring and just study in the library. I guess this is just, like, our way of blending in and making sure Kamoshida doesn't suspect us. Get used to this while it lasts though, we're not gonna be doing this much later on in the game. It's typically not the best use of time, that's not good advice for real students, but yeah, we haven't really unlocked many other better ways to spend time at this point, and it's raining, there's really not much we can do, we've already finished the palace.
Wow.
But hey, always gotta get that knowledge up. But don't worry, this evening we'll be doing something a little bit more interesting. Oh, that reminds me about how I'd often stay late after school in the library studying.
Ah, you're back.
I can feel it.
See, with Third Eye now, Sojiro is showing up with a card over his head. First though, TV. Yeah, including that monorail that the Persona 3 protagonist used to take to school.
Hey!
But yes, tonight we're gonna be talking to Sojiro.
Yo. Yo. Hey, how's school? You're not causing any trouble, are you?
Well, I mean, it depends on your definition of trouble. We're causing the right kind of trouble. Also, your responses don't matter for this since it's, well, you already know from this video that this is a confidant, so since it's rank 1, your responses don't matter, so you can actually say this.
Look here. I've got to report to your probation officer twice a month. It's already a pain in the ass as is, so please don't make me have to write even more crap. Got that? This society is kept in check by laws and authority figures. You can go and get yourself killed if you want, but don't go dragging other people into your mess. The last thing we need is more idiots like you roaming around. What's wrong? Yeah, I'm heading out now. Sorry about that.
Something I've seen pointed out that's really interesting is that Sojiro only holds his phone with just 2 of his fingers, which might imply that as someone who makes food, he prefers to keep his hands clean.
I know. The usual, right? Okay. I'll see you later. As you can see, I'm pretty damn busy both at work and in my private life. If you could lend a hand, it'd really be a great help. Now we're talking. Either way, I won't ask you to work for free. If you agree to help me, then I'll teach you how to make the perfect cup of coffee. Not a bad trade, eh?
As a non-coffee drinker, this doesn't really sound that appealing to me. However, in this world, this has certain benefits.
Alright. Looks like we got ourselves a deal.
Wait, we made a deal, and you know what that means.
You may call yourself a phantom thief, but you're still a minor. Someone had to support you. Furthermore, they did so knowing you were a part of that group. Isn't the owner of that cafe an accomplice of yours?
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow. It shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity. With the birth of the Hierophant persona, I have obtained the winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
All right.
Hierophant is a weird arcana in the context of Persona 5, as it typically represents authority, following the rules, tradition, and institutions. However, as it comes right before the Lover's Arcana in the Fool's Journey, which represents choice, it can represent one exploring the worldviews and belief systems of those older than themselves before making the decision of what they want to do with their own lives. But within the Persona series, characters of the Hierophant Arcana are usually older mentor figures towards the protagonist, and are often weighed down by a tragic event in their past. What does that mean for Sojiro? Well, we'll find out. Their personas are mythological figures associated with teaching and imparting wisdom. However, gameplay-wise, I couldn't find a clear theme among them, other than that many of them use both offensive and support skills. In Royal, the Hierophant Arcana actually suffered pretty badly, since several of its personas from the vanilla version were poached by other Arcanas. However, don't write it off just yet, as the ultimate persona you get by maxing it out is, in my opinion, one of the best in Royal. But in terms of Sojiro himself, he is our first nighttime confidant, and a convenient one too, since he's right there in LeBlanc. And all of his rank ups happen indoors, so they can be done during rain. You might also notice that Sojiro is the only out-of-school confidant to be affected by the exam bonus. It makes sense that he'd want Joker to do well on his tests. Now, since Joker and Sojiro's relationship didn't exactly get off to a good start, this is a very slow one to rank up at the start. Don't worry about this, it's perfectly normal. It can't be raised above rank 5 until later in the story anyway, and its higher ranks go by much faster. But that doesn't mean they'll be easy. Rank 7 requires maxed kindness, and rank 9 requires one of the most difficult side quests in the game. As a consolation prize though, every visit with Sojiro, even non-rank ups, raises Joker's kindness. As for rank 3 requiring you to brew coffee at least once, well, that gets into Sojiro's confidant bonuses. As he said, Sojiro's bonuses are all about teaching Joker how to make coffee and curry, and that translates to consumables that restore SP, and a pretty good amount of SP too, especially for the early game. The problem is that brewing coffee or curry requires you to spend the evening. It raises charm, but there are still typically better things to use your time on. The Hierophant Confidant actually gets a lot better in combination with another, and that's Temperance. Once you start the Temperance Confidant, you'll gain the ability to pay someone else to make coffee or curry for you while you do other things with your evening time slots. With enough money, you'll be able to amass a very large supply of SP restoring items, and that makes clearing palaces in one day much easier. At the higher ranks, the coffee and curry can recover 100 SP, which is very good even towards the end game. Just as a personal note though, I find curry tips at rank 9 to be possibly the most pointless confidant ability in the game, because in the very next rank you get an even better version of it. And taking Hierophant from rank 9 to 10 is not hard either, so I really don't know why they did this. Oh, and all of these bonuses carry over to New Game Plus. More specifically, maxing this Confidant gives you the ability to make Master Coffee and Master Curry from the moment you begin Hierophant again. Overall, Hierophant's bonuses are simple, but honestly they're quite good, especially once you start Temperance.
I'll be counting on your help.
Okay, that right there, so
I owe you one.
some people might have actually asked me why I don't use auto mode before, and it's kind of because of that. It means that often the dialogue advances when I'm not ready for it. I also like to have the opportunity to just, react or interject or give my own comments in between lines. I know there's that annoying click whenever you advance text like this, but I still personally prefer keeping auto off, especially in non-voice scenes like this. I turned auto on there just because I don't talk during Saya's interrogations anyway. Well, at least not the ones for Confidant intros. But yeah, that's just my explanation for why I don't use auto mode typically. Now yeah, you might notice that the sparkles there, you'll always get the sparkles during rank 1, because technically speaking, rank 1 to rank 2 is 0 points for everything. So yeah, you'll always have enough for the next rank up. I can't take the phrase rent-free seriously anymore, because it's just been turned into a meme via the lives rent-free in my head thing. But I mean, in this case, it's literally true. So we have a new Confidant. I also just realized that technically speaking, I probably should have waited until now to fuse Bereth, because then Bereth would have got Arcana Burst, but hindsight. That's kind of a weird name for an arcade. Oh boy, wow, this actually reminds me of back when I was at high school. We actually had this place called Sega World right near where I went to high school, and it was kind of like a Sega arcade slash sort of, I don't know, kind of amusement park kind of thing. It died, it closed down, it went out of business eventually. It was kind of too expensive to maintain, but I remember there was a time when my school yearbooks would actually have in them saying that, because as you went higher in school grades, you were allowed to go to more of the city at lunchtime, and it said that year 12s, which was the final year of high school for me, also delinquent, huh? Interesting. But yeah, the final year of high school for me, it specifically said that they were allowed to go to a certain area of the city, but not to the Sega Center. Of course, that became moot when, yeah, I mean, they actually forgot to change that even after the Sega World died. Ah, okay, Yakisoba Pan. This is somewhat important. It's not, hugely relevant, but on Fridays, you're able to buy these from the school store at the entrance. I might want to try and buy one. I mean, I probably have enough money for it. I haven't sold my palace loot yet. I'm going to hold on to the palace loot for a little longer, because I want to have that as, an emergency fallback amount of money, just in case I mess up in terms of, how much I'm getting from palace visits. Because sometimes I really, really need some extra cash just to buy a persona that I don't have. But, okay. Oh, this is new.
Really?
There's some people surrounding Mishima. I don't think they're actually... Nah, they're not going to say anything. So yeah, let's quick travel to the entrance. Yakisoba Pan is actually go away please, kinda needed for, a minor side quest later, but right now, 50 HP for 150 yen is not bad, so I'm gonna get one of those. Also, Q is Hunger, that's a status we'll be seeing, significantly later in the game. It's not really all that important right now. We're not going to run into that for a while. Okay, today we're doing something kind of interesting. So today we are going into, hang on, first we need to go to Shibuya, and we need to go to the underground walkway. Because remember when I drew attention to these things?
I have something.
Best work? They don't even show up as, a thing in Third Eye. That's actually kind of weird, but because normally shops do, but I guess these don't. So here, we're actually going to sign up for a part-time job today. And that's another reason why I'm not selling my palace loot, because I'll be making some money through this. So they can raise social stats and also give you more money. The main reason why we actually do part-time jobs in this playthrough is that they unlock side quests, and we're going to go for all of the side quests in this playthrough. Some of them require certain social stats, and some of them require certain times of day. So we've got 777, no requirements. Yeah, that sounds like they don't have very high expectations of that job. Rafflesia requires head-turning charm and pays less than the job that requires no qualifications. Okay, then. But this one increases kindness. And Oreno Beko is a beef bowl shop that you might have actually already seen in Central Street. It's night and has no requirements. We could actually technically sign up for that now if we wanted to. But we're going to sign up for this one now.
Okay.
The thing is that, these don't really work anything like real-life jobs in that they really don't care when you show up to work. So there's no negative consequences for, like, putting this off. You can just accept this now and then only work once the entire playthrough and it's perfectly fine. Again, this probably doesn't happen in real-life part-time work. Yay, you instantly got the job you were applying for, because it totally works like that in real life, doesn't it? But yeah, the calendar will also tell you, I suppose I can show this now, what day, yeah, day job 777. So, now that we have the day job at 777 as an option, we can go, no, it's actually on Central Street. We can go here. There's actually more we can do on Central Street, technically speaking, and since we're going to be getting a lot more money soon, I wonder if I should actually just get this out of the way and buy some of these books. We'll be needing these books later, so Tidying the Heart, Buchiko's Story for Kindness, The Art of Charm, to, well, raise charm. Also, yeah, Oyabun's obviously a parody of Suntory Boss, because Oyabun's kind of like a sort of slang word for Yakuza boss, but I mostly remember it because when I was in Japan, I all saw all those machines, and they would say, Suntory Boss is the boss of them all since 1992, I think it was. So this is talking about the DVD plays, and you don't have to worry about late payments. Yeah, that's actually a really big change in Royal compared to the vanilla game. But we'll get to that later, because we actually do need to get a membership eventually. But firstly, it's not the arcade, here's 777, and I waited to unlock this fast travel point until now. 777's very obviously based on 7-Eleven, which in Japan, why are those things there selling a Diglett brand food? Seriously, that's totally a Diglett. But yeah, 7-Eleven's actually much more elaborate in Japan than it is in most other countries. In fact, they even had a collaboration with Fire Emblem Echoes of all things, which I don't think ever got officially localized. But yeah, you can work at the convenience store. You can also shop at the convenience store, even on days when you're not working. So what have they got here? Karage King. I guess that's a pun on Karate King or something. Foreign Nikuman. 20 HP. Yeah, see, that costs the same, but it restores less as the Friday special at school. But no, what we're actually going to be doing here is we're going to go to part-time work today.
Are you?
Nice to meet you.
I typically find the first day of a new job is fairly lenient. It's mostly just learning stuff. Also, I love how you can see Morgana poking in through the window back there. Now, I believe this promotion thing is actually exclusive to Royal.
Nice to meet you.
But basically, if you work on those days, you'll get a little bit more of an involved kind of minigame, and you get a bit more money, if you do well at it. Yeah, so the whole Senpai Kohai thing actually works at work too, as well as school. It's pretty much every aspect of Japanese society. So, in this one, I believe it's next to the company logo is the correct answer. I don't think there's any penalty for not answering that, but you may want to remember that for later, because it might come up when you do this part-time job in the future.
Good work today. Hey!
I kind of wish you had access to that costume in the metaverse. Unfortunately, you don't. But yeah, on dates that end with a 7, you not only get more money, but also more charm. If you do the minigame correctly, that is. Looks like those are like pork buns there, or mun.
Wanna head back?
Now, some social stats are actually going to get close to being raised soon. Oh yeah, if you didn't have Bereth, I probably should have not waited until now to say this. Because we can't go out at night, you can't actually get Bereth out of the compendium like tonight if you don't have it yet. So, the day of the 22nd is the last day you need to get Bereth. Because tonight we're going to be hanging out with Sojiro, and we will need the matching Arcana bonus.
You got that?
Yeah, so right now, we can only explore Yongen at night, not the rest of the city, which unfortunately means no Velvet Room at night yet. I kind of wish they put the Velvet Room entrance in Yongen, but here's something that I kind of like to do. Talk to this guy. He has some funny things to say at various points in the story. Hey, good evening, everybody. Time for the 10 o'clock news. First, a series of incidents, guys, all of a sudden fall I tell the news to people. I'm the newscaster. I'm gonna have an affair with the secretary and start the plot of Persona 4. Anyway, yeah, the reason why there's a drunk guy there is because right next to LeBlanc is a dining bar. And weirdly, despite being right next to where you live, nothing important happens here all game. It's just so... I feel like there really should have been something to do with that, but there just isn't. Also, you can still buy stuff from there, and you can go to the batting cages. There's really not much we can do. Oh, we can also talk to these kids. These kids actually have some good things to say. I suppose Japanese class would be Japan's equivalent of English class for me. I know a lot of people actually just, rag on about the whole, you know, analyzing meaning of text, but, like, I am, like, an unashamed, like, literature class nerd, so I do that a lot, and you can probably tell with the way that I analyze things in these games. But anyway, let's just check what's on the TV. Flower viewing situation. We've been talking about the increase in scams. Oh boy, I've been getting so many scam texts lately. It's really, like, oh, I really hate that. The general advice is never, ever, ever click on any links in any text you get, because as long as you don't click on any links, you're usually safe. What they do is they generally take you to a spoofed website where, it'll look like another website, and you enter your credit card or your account details, and they get them, and then they use them to scam you, so, yeah. And yes, this line here means that you have a matching persona, and that means that you'll be getting a 1.5 times multiplier to all of your social points. It does seem like you're still capped at 3 music notes per thing though, so choices that give 3 notes still will give 3 notes. They won't give any more. However, since Sojiro is very, very slow to, like, in terms of his responses at this point, they don't give a lot of points, so it's generally preferable that you have a matching persona here.
Well,
Okay then, as funny as that sounds, no, making coffee is the correct choice. Well, that's another thing to the list of reasons why he might kick us out. So-chan, wow, you must be pretty close to him to call him that. I don't know where the whole thing of coffee and curry came from in Japan, because I know that in Trails in the Sky FC, which is a game that predates this by quite a bit, there's a shop that also does coffee and curry. This just reminds me about that whole, like, KFC secret herbs and spices, which are still secrets, and the fact that Coca-Cola, like, they mix their ingredients in different locations, and I don't think, like, anybody even working with them knows what actually goes into that, which honestly just makes me not want to drink it. Like, people have speculated what's in Coca-Cola, but I mean, I suppose if people knew, then, you know, people could just make it at home, and that would ruin the whole business. I mean, Sojiro definitely knows his stuff about, running a culinary business.
Whoa.
Sakura-san, that's a more normal way to greet somebody. Implying this guy is not as close. Yeah, true, it's pretty close to places.
Jeez.
Something tells me you don't want him to be back soon. I'm curious about this too, but it's not the time to be asking him questions that personal. Could you maybe clarify a little bit why you don't want that guy here? I mean, this does raise charm. Hilariously, this is actually the correct response here. Yeah, see, notice how we still haven't got the sparkles yet. And there we go, we finally have an actual ability out of this Confidant. Coffee Basics.
Alright.
And as I mentioned back in the Confidant bio, you have to brew coffee at least once before you're allowed to go to rank 3. So yeah, you can only brew at night, and it will use up your evening.
Well,
So many people telling him no slacking off. Now we get a little bit of a kindness boost from helping Sojiro, which is great. We are still inoffensive, though. And even Sojiro gets a phone conversation in Royal. Wow, you didn't even know our cell number? I guess we haven't changed phones or numbers since the whole criminal record thing if he got it out of our papers. And got it. And yes, still no sparkles, so we actually haven't unlocked rank 3 yet in terms of points. Yeah, you said it was a personal thing of yours not to register a guy's number. I guess you had to make an exception. Admittedly, it's probably important that he get the number of the person he's taking care of, especially if we go out at night. Saturday, another day closer to restocked vending machines.
Yeah!
Oh, home shopping, that's back. Oh boy, that line's harsher now. So yeah, that's hinting at yet another mechanic that we'll be seeing tomorrow. Not that we really can afford to spend much money on stuff right now. Yeah, from what I've heard, like, Japan actually, like, abolished school on Saturdays at one point, but I think some still do it, and it seems like it's still done in the Persona universe. I kind of wish we could go to the palace today, but we're not doing it. But this is what I was talking about when I was mentioning the fact that your teammates will nag you a lot about the calling card, because, yeah, it's pretty hard to forget to send it unless you're intentionally trying. Well, you'll stop talking about him soon enough. No, we are not lucky. Something I haven't actually mentioned yet is that Kamoshida may be partially... I don't want to say this is definite because, like, it's going into real life things, but some people suspect that Kamoshida may actually be based on a real person. At least, like, again, like, partially. There was an Olympic athlete who coached a team and was eventually found guilty of multiple counts of sexual harassment. Uh-oh, guess we're gonna have to bail this guy out, maybe. He's sacrificing a whole lot more than his studies, but you don't really know that yet. No! And our first impression of sports at this school has meant we're probably going to be turned off of sports for the rest of our lives. Music, theatre, and chariot racing. So, yeah, this is one of those things that's kind of funny out of context. I just look at the guide, it just says all of them. But considering that he's the Emperor, of course he won all of them.
This is it.
Correct.
Yeah, the story of how he won the chariot race, I think apparently he crashed his chariot and still won. I don't know how true that is, but that's what a lot of sources say. Like, I think he made some kind of excuse like, I totally wouldn't have crashed if it weren't for blah blah blah. Oh, that's it. No, I think he said something like it was something like, oh, I totally would have won if I hadn't crashed, so therefore I deserve the gold medal. Just... I know that, like, the myth about him playing the lyre as Rome Burned is definitely, well, a myth.
No, no, no.
But yeah, Kamoshida's probably more like a Roman emperor than most people here realize. But okay, today we're not really doing a whole lot. Actually, I want to quickly check the assist and see what other people did. What's everyone's activity log? Stole the treasure, confidant time, and a whole lot of daily life stuff, actually. You can even watch movies in Shibuya right now. Okay, no new dog at school, so I'm gonna zip straight to the library because we're gonna study here, and this time we're gonna be raising our guts. Because it's not raining, so there's more people here. You'd think there would be more people while it rains. But yeah, you're told by Morgana if it also raises guts. So, let's study. Let us improve our, resistance to bad rumors, I suppose. It's tough being the boy of rumor. It's only a little bit of a guts boost, but every little bit helps, because as I've said, guts is actually insanely important, because a lot of amazing confidants are locked behind guts, including Takemi's, like, rank 3. Or, actually, no, 2. Sorry, we're 1 before, yeah, we'll go to 2 eventually.
You're back.
And now tonight will be our first time making coffee, but first, the TV. Discovery Town Detectives. So yeah, these can tell you about more of these things. I think school already beat you to the recover oil. Yeah, body chop sounds like a very painful play. I think that's actually in Persona 3 as well, if I remember right. I feel like that name, like, it rings a bell, so I feel like it's probably also in 3. But yeah, as I said, what we're actually going to be doing today is...
Wow.
we're going to be brewing coffee. And actually having a Hierophant persona does help when brewing coffee, because it also raises your points with Sojiro. Just be careful with that, because, yeah, I personally don't like smoking or cigarettes at all.
Yes! Alright.
I love how they combine two voice clips here. He just goes, yes! Alright. I haven't drawn attention to it yet, but that alright was yosh in Japanese, and I remember watching Japanese streams, like, that just became such a meme with how often Joker says that in daily life. Like, whenever that would happen, when someone would raise social stats or something, the chat would just spam yosh. We get 2 coffees out of that. And also a little bit of charm. Point up. Uh-oh, this is the real test. Okay, he's not immediately going, that is the worst coffee I've ever drunk in my entire life. You're out of the house now.
Let me explain.
You also get some kind of fun trivia about different types of coffee, which is pretty cool. What's interesting about this, though, is that every Confidant character in the game has a voice clip of them saying, let me explain.
Let me explain.
Let me explain. Let me explain.
But in the final game, only Sojiro's is used. I wonder if they would always say that, like originally they were going to say that every time they taught you a new Confidant skill. And yep, Sparkle's there, which means we've unlocked rank 3. So like, for example, whenever like Morgana taught you how to make more infiltration tools, he would say, let me explain. It's really weird, but yeah, it is something about this game's unused content. Every single Confidant character has a voice clip of them saying, let me explain. And also, and that's it, which we're probably supposed to play after they finish their explanation. But in the final game, not even Sojiro says, and that's it. Just a bit of trivia while we make coffee.
Nice.
And get coffee trivia. That's technically the only time you have to make coffee for Sojiro's Confidant, but it's useful to make elsewhere for the SP healing. Tomorrow, we've got a couple of special things for Sunday.